Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to add help commands to PowerShell functions. So in this tutorial you will learn how to add command-based help to PowerShell functions. Help commands allow your function to behave like real commandlet, so users can access documentation using get help. So I think this is very useful, and I will show you some examples of how you can do it. So, what is the basic structure? Help commands are written inside of a special block that looks like this. We have to start with less than, then hashtag, and we have to close that with hashtag and greater than. And inside of this, you have some blocks that you can use, and I will show you that, but in a second, in a practical example, we will create a function with the help block. And this is very important to say that this block must be placed directly above the function or inside it, usually at the top, in order to make it work fine. So we can remove that for now, and we will create the function. So function, now get, for example, custom item, like this. We can open that, and now we will write the help comments. So as I said, we have to start the block like this, and now we have the first block, which is synopsis. Synopsis is a short description, so we will write a short description. Each block starts with the dot, and we will write it in the uppercase, so synopsis, and now it will return information about a name, for example. We have another block, which is description. Description, this was the short description. Description will be the detailed description. So dot des description, like this. And now I will write something more. So this function takes a name and return an, for example, object containing the name and its length. Of course, we will write this function in a second, the whole logic, but for now we are writing the help comments. So the another block that we can use is the parameter name. Is this basically description of the parameter? Now we can again call it like this. So parameter, and now the name, and we will do, for example, the name to process, because we will process the name and we will return the name and its length as I wrote before. And now the name to process, and now we have our last block that we will use is the example. So this is the example usage. So we will write, for example, something like this. So example, and for example, the basic usage of this command. So get custom item, and of course custom, like this, and item, and for example with the name of test. Of course we can do, for example, one more. So example, and now we can write something like this. So 1, 2, because we can pass 2 arguments into this function with the pipeline. So get custom item, like this. We can close that like this, and this is our help section. Now we can move to writing the actual function. So we will add CmdletBinding, like this, and now we will add the parameter. So parameter, and now we will take the value. So we have to do parameter that will be mandatory, and that will be value from pipe line, like this. Now, of course, we have to create a variable that will create a hardly typed string with the name of name, and that's all in this parameters section. And now we will do the process block. Process block, of course, will be executed for each item in this function. So process will create a custom object and now what we are doing, at operator we have to open the braces and we'll set the name. Actually, we will set the name variable to the name, and the length, we'll create the length value that will equal name that length, like this. And now, first of all, we have to close the custom object, we have to close the process, and we have to close the whole function. And it should work fine, I hope so. If I made a mistake, we will have to correct that, but I can press enter. And now, I will clear that, and we will use, first of all, we will use the help. So how to call the help? We can run it like this, so get help, and now the name of our function, so get custom and item. As you can see, we are getting the help. So first of all, we have the name. This is the name of our function. This is set by default. Second of all, we have this synopsis. So we are retaining information about the name. We have the syntax, which is, I think, also set by default. And we have the description that I wrote. This function takes a name and returns an object containing the name and its length. So as you can see, it is working. And now, we can do, as you can see, we don't have the examples, so we can clear that. How to call the examples? So we can do get help, get custom item, and now with the parameter examples. And as you can see, we have two examples. The first one, this get custom item minus name and test. So we can use it. Actually, we can test it if our examples are correct. So with the name and the test. As you can see, we are getting the output with the test word and the length of this word, which is 4. And the second example, 1 and 2, the pipeline and get custom item. As you can see, it is also working. We are getting two values with the length of 3. So this is working fine. So this is how you can collect the examples. You can call the whole help by doing the get help, get custom item, because this is the name of our function, and minus full. By doing this, you are getting this first part that I showed you before, and we are getting the examples directly without needing to call the examples option. So this is how you can create a text. So maybe at the end a little bit of summarization. So I will show you this function again. So we will clear that, and as you can see, in the synopsis block, you have to write like a one-line summary, should be concise and clear. The description is the detailed explanation, can span, for example, multiple lines if your function is complicated. Mine is not complicated, so the one sentence is enough, I think. Then parameter name, it should be one section for one parameter. So if you have more parameters, you have to add more parameter section, and basically you have to explain what the parameter does. And the examples should show the real usage, and of course you can include multiple examples. I did 2, you can do, for example, 5. And now I will show you the optional section that are also useful, I think, but not that common. So we can go back and we have some other options, which is inputs, but of course with the dot, inputs, and inside of the inputs you can specify what input the function accepts. I'm not gonna write it, I will just show you what you can write inside of it. So inside of outputs you can do what the function returns, like this. So you have inputs and outputs. You can use nodes. In nodes you can write additional info, and you have one more option, which is link, and inside of link, but of course with the dot, so link, inside of link you can use related documentation, like this. So you have 4 more options, which is optional but useful. So we can clear that, we can call the help again. So with this we can try to do, for example, like this. As you can see, we are not getting this optional values, but if I will call the full help, as you can see, we are getting nodes, which is additional info in that case. So we have outputs, inputs, and the link, related links, so here. So this is how you can add help comments to PowerShell functions. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.